Hey everyone, Joe here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create panoramas. So we'll be getting this photo from these three photos. Let's hop in and get to this. Okay everybody, so I've got the desktop zoomed in here just so I can show you the three images that we're going to be using to combine into this nice little panorama. Now there's a few steps I like to do before bringing these into Lightroom and combining them. So first thing we need to do is actually open them up. Now we're going to edit these all three at the same time. And this is because I want to add my lens corrections and some slight, transformation adjustments. So let's go ahead and click on all three of these. You can press the Control key, get them all selected. Then let's click on Develop. Okay. Now once we get that done, we have our first image shown here. But to be able to edit all three of these at the same time, we need to turn on the sync. And go ahead and flip the little switch here, and auto sync is now on. As you can see at the bottom, it's saying copy changes to 3 images. Wonderful. That's what we want to do. Now for this, it's pretty simple. I want to go down and do some lens corrections first. Let's go ahead and turn on Profile Zone, remove Chromatic Aberration, enable Profile Corrections. Okay. As you can see, my Sigma 17-70 was detected. Now this is a quite old image I took in Singapore quite a while back. And I want to show y'all this just for disclaimer's sake. Just because, I was actually on a pier that was cement, nothing came in sharp. And this really drove me crazy because I didn't know what I was doing wrong, and come to find out, it wasn't me at all. The pier, even though it was cement, we had joggers running on it, and I was taking 1 second long exposures. So yeah, that's what happened. So just because something's cement doesn't mean, just remember, it doesn't mean it's solid. Okay. But I'm still going to use them for a tutorial anyway, and overall they created an okay-ish image. Okay, we got our lens corrections. Now this has been applied to all 3 images at the same time. So since we're doing that, it's just a lot less editing for us. Now I want to do some vertical adjustments here. And what I found out, a -11 got me really close to having these almost perfectly straight up and down. And it's kind of a challenge on these. I think a -11, maybe a -12 might have been slightly better. And that's really hard because the more we adjust on one, the more it puts this at an angle. So I found -11 was the best overall. And we're going to do some cropping anyway. So let's just go with this. All right. So now let's back out to, the library and take a look at these. And we should see all 3 of these images have been changed at the same time. Okay. As we can see, all 3 images have had the changes done to them. As you can see here, the white is at the bottom, where we've changed the verticality on the lens corrections. All right. Again, let's press Control and select all 3 of these again. And this time, let's go down to Photo Merge and go over to Panorama, or you can just click Control M altogether. So let's do Panorama and click on that. I'm going to choose Spherical. Not going to worry about fill edges, not going to worry about auto crop, any of those things. Just going to do that. Boundary warp, set it 0, looks fine. Go ahead and click on Merge. Okay, wonderful. Now our photo is here in the image. So now we got the task of taking this image to make it look like this image. Let's go ahead now and take our merged image and open it up in the Develop module. So now that we have it opened up, the first thing I want to do is do some denoising. Now let's zoom in here, and I'm going to zoom in quite far. And as you can see, it's not the sharpest tool in the shed at the moment. I wondered what the heck was causing my images to get not be as sharp as they should, and it just turns out need to be on more solid ground. All right, so let's do some denoising. Go ahead and click on denoise. There isn't hardly any in this image, folks. It's shot at ISO 100, hence why there's a 1 second exposure for each one of the images. All right, We've got that done. Wonderful. Now let's do a sharpening right quick. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the masking first here. You can press the Alt or Option key, then grab the magical masking slider and slide it to the side here. And I think what I was using, what was my masking on this one? Yeah, I think it was around pretty high, up around 75. And that's because I was trying to keep all the sharpening off things I didn't want sharpened. But I did raise the sharpening up a good amount to try to improve the actual look of the image. And I think, what did I have the sharpening on here? It was actually quite high. Let me see here. Yeah, I think about 85 ended up being the good spot for it. Let me see here. Bring that down just a little bit, 0.8. And the detail, bring that up just a little bit, say 40 on the detail. And that helped the image out a lot more overall. All right, that looks quite much better. All righty. So anyway, let's zoom back out here and let's crop this mess. All right. Now, the cropping here, I'm going to leave freeform. There's no, specific one. I'm going to uncheck that and see if we can't bring it here. I wanted as much of the water as possible, but you'll probably notice over here in the corner, there's this person sitting on the pier, and we don't want person on the pier. So let me bring this over. Like about right in here is where I had it. I wanted to try to get as much of the sky ends too. And as far as the building, let me actually look on my original image here. What did I have the crop going to? It was pretty close, about right here. Alrighty. Now, if you're trying to crop anything like this and you're going to have it done to a specific size, you might want to, adjust your cropping accordingly. If you're trying to go have something printed out and they only have fixed sizes, so that might ought to be something you want to take in consideration. Me, I don't here on this image, so I don't really care. But I think that'll work right there for the cropping. And voila, the cropping is done. And overall, it looks pretty decent. Alrighty. Now, most of this image is going to be done with global adjustments. There's only one mask on this particular image, and that's for the sky. We'll get that to the minute. The white balance here was really off. So I'm going to pull the white balance down to about 4,000, what I had it on. Right, yeah. And that's to really blue up that sky. I want the sky looking blue, and I really want to do that. So temp also plus 10 on the temp. Or did I go down the temp? Let me look at that. Yeah, I went down on the temp just a little bit. Negative 10 on it, not plus 10. All right. Now, as you can see, a lot of the buildings and stuff are really dark. And I was taking this during like the golden hour of when the sun's setting, and unfortunately it's behind everything. So it is what it is, folks. Your photos don't always get to be exactly the way you want to when you take them. So let's bust the exposure up here. I did go really high, bringing this back on the exposure. A lot of this we will darken down here in just a little bit, but go ahead and bump that exposure up to 1.2. Yes, 1.2 on it. I'm going to lower the contrast to -20. Alrighty. As you see, that blew out the sky. But we're going to drag this highlights all the way down to -100. I know that seems pretty excessive. I ain't done yet on that one. We're still going to pull back some detail on the sky some more. Alrighty. So then we're going to pull up the shadows plus 60. The whites I bumped up just a little bit to make the area more brighter, obviously. But it gives more a life to the image. If you're trying to edit an image and you feel like everything looks a little unlifelike, bump up the whites. It normally really helps. And the blacks here, we drop down just a little bit darker, just a smudge, -10. Fine. Thank goodness for texture, because texture really helped bring back this image. So let me zoom in here so we can look at what the texture's doing. I'm going to bring this texture up here about midways to 50. As you can see, that texture is really bringing back a lot of that was lost. Yeah, plus 50 on that texture really does help. Clarity, you're going to bump that up a little bit. I think only had it on 15. Yeah, plus 15 on the clarity. I can get it in there. There. And the dehaze is going to help a lot here too. And I'll zoom back up so we get a better look at what the dehaze is doing here. Dehaze is going to do a plus 25. Oh yeah. Big change, big help already. Dehaze helped bring out back a lot of that. So let me before and after on those. As you can see, a lot's going on here. Now, I do want to bump up the vibrance to plus 60. It's a little more than I normally go on it. But this is really, I wanted to bring back all those yellow lights and stuff that are in the city there and downtown Singapore. And it's also going to blue up a lot of the stuff in the background, that sky and stuff some more. Alrighty. Over here on color grading, we're going to add a little bit more blue to the highlights. And this is mostly just going to affect the sky. So what I'm going to do here is I'll make sure we are on highlights. The hue, I'm going to use 230. And the saturation on that, just 50. But yeah. As you can see, big difference. Much needed improvement, much better. All right. And the luminance, I had that bumped up also plus 100. The blending and balance is left at as default, 50 and 0. Alrighty. Wonderful, wonderful. And see here, look through everything. Oh yeah, I do want to just double check on remove some more chroma. And as you can see these lines right here, this annoys me. High contrast areas, even though this is in the center of the lens, I thought we could do it a little bit better on here. So pull this over, say a 3. And bring this over 3 also. And let's see if that helped that. All right. It's extremely subtle. It's extremely subtle, but it helps nonetheless. Okay. One last thing to do to the image, and that is go over here and add our mask. Click on the mask here and do the sky AI mask. And hopefully it doesn't scruff anything up. As you can see, it turned the sky all red and everything. And it's pretty close. It missed a little corner over here, a little bit in here, I think. I think we can live with that on this one. I'll darken this down anyway. Highlights, negative 100. That's looking pretty good on that. Let me scroll down here just a little bit more, see if I can't find it. Let's see if I can add a little clarity to that sky. A little bit of clarity, not much. And a little dehazing. And get pretty close there. Yeah. Missed just a little bit on that one. I want to go up to 60 on the clarity. Alrighty. Now we can see what that sky looks like with and without. Let's see here. Turn off the mask. Without it, with it. Without, with. Alrighty. And that is it, folks. That is it for this edit. So anyway, let's do a little before and after. Okay, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed this tutorial and I hope everybody found it helpful. If you do, but give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. If you're not a subscriber to my channel yet, now's a great time to subscribe. Subscribing is free for you. Let you know when I release more videos. Also, I have a Discord channel. Yes, the Discord will be linked down in the description below. If you're interested in talking to me, commenting on things, let me know how things go. Just want to hang out with the community, check the link down below. Well, anyway, folks, thanks for watching.